What is happening? J Gamer Dude here, and I want to ask you about what do you think about PS4 games coming to PS5? And these are games that have been around for a fair number of years. The reason why I'm asking is because of Until Dawn. So I've got this VGC article up here by Tom Ivan talking about the fact that Until Dawn is actually coming to PS5 and PC supposedly, or reportedly rather, and that the announcement is going to be in the next 14 days. The reason why it's written the next 2 weeks here is because you can only write 14 days so many times, in so many different ways. So you got like 2 weeks, you got a fortnight, you know what, in a fortnight. It's claimed by known leaker and definitely reliable, for the most part, Bill Kuhn, who definitely leaks very reliable information. He's been right a lot of the time. In fact, it's kind of scary how right he's been. But people talk about buying a new generation console in order to play new games. And the only benefit that I could see of bringing older games into like the newer generation is if you own that older version, you should just get a free upgrade to the newer version. Unfortunately, that does not happen more often than we realize. So as nice as it would be to actually get a free upgrade, I don't think that's going to be happening for Until Dawn. But it seems like more people are tired of PS4 remasters coming to, or re-releases coming to PS5, even if it does make the performance better and things like that, which in the case of Until Dawn was definitely like a massive thing because performance was a massive issue. Unfortunately, I don't actually remember if the performance was particularly bad, since the last time I played it was like 2016, because I got the limited edition from a nearby cash converters just across the street from the uni that I was at. So I actually went to uni. Across the street from uni was a cash converters. Went in there, checked out what games they had. They had just so happened to have a limited edition of Until Dawn for some reason. I bought it for like $20, and I was kind of happy with that purchase. Again, it was a fairly new game at the time, so I'm surprised that it was being sold on the cheap for so much. But it had like the hardcover, not hardcover. It had the steel case, and then it had the little thing that you could put it in and out of. That's got the actual Until Dawn like logo and stuff on it, like a little plastic thing. I'm sure you can actually look up the what's it called? Case and stuff of like the limited edition. But yeah, Until Dawn and The Quarry are the best games that Supermassive have made, not to be confused with Supergiant, who made games like I'm thinking of Bastion, Transistor. What was the basketball game? The 3-on-3 basketball game that they had that's really story heavy. And then they also did Hades as well. Can't forget. But yeah, so Giant? Yeah, Supermassive is the one I'm thinking of. So Until Dawn and The Quarry are the best games they've made. And then they've got a bunch of very middling games in the form of the Dark Pictures Anthology, which you either think are okay or just straight up don't like. So it could fall under either of those categories at the end of the day. I'm not going to judge. Yeah, so it's nice to see Until Dawn coming over to the PS5. Hopefully, it's got some decent upgrade to the actual frame rate, because apparently it was pretty bad, but I just don't remember it being that bad. And beyond that, like, I don't know, man, just why don't people make new games? Because again, I guess this kind of goes back to like the whole idea of people losing jobs and companies shutting down because people are not willing to buy as many games, and games are being more expensive to make and also take much longer to make. So we kind of find ourselves at that crossing point, because games are in a very weird place where it's getting more and more expensive to make. Prices are increasing. In fact, even the prices have increased to $70 for every new release, or 70 USD rather. But now they're looking to actually charge games at 100 USD potentially by about 2026, if not 2027. That's 2 to 3 years down the line. That is much closer than any of us could ever anticipate. So yeah, that is a shocking thing to think about, and that's specifically on the Sony side too. And even if they do release an Until Dawn on PS5, like how much is it going to cost? I don't think it's going to be $20. And for people who own the PS4 version, I don't think we're going to be getting like a free upgrade. So it's really just a matter of time before we see that announcement. If it does happen, of course. Again, this is just rumored and there's no real way of being able to tell. But it'll be interesting to see what people think about, PS4 games coming to PS5. Because the stuff that I mentioned earlier in the video of like, people are wanting to play more new games. I've just been kind of sifting through some of the comment sections around people making videos about this topic, but also around other games that have come to PS5 as well that were on PS4. We're not even talking about cross-generational games anymore because, again, Until Dawn came out a long time ago. It's like making a PS5 version of... what's the werewolf game? The Order 1886. Yes, that's such a terrible name, but it's like doing something like that, which I don't think a lot of people would be all too keen on, but I guess you never know, really. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Kind of share your thoughts on what you think about PS4 games coming to PS5, especially ones that have come out in the mid, if not early, PS4 generation especially. I'd be keen to know what's kind of going on in the general mindset right there. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, aiming for 200 subs by the end of the year, and I do want my videos to get to more people so that they can also provide their input into what they think about these this sort of subject as well, because again, it doesn't affect just a handful of people, it affects a lot of us, because a genuinely large amount of mindshare in the gaming space is on PS5, so it would be fairly interesting to see what the general discourse is about that. Again, you can only lurk around so many different topics, blogs, video comment sections and things like that, until eventually you're kind of like, am I really being able to kind of scratch the surface on like how the general consensus feels about it? But maybe most people just generally don't even fall into the boat of actually going into any of these comment sections or even commenting at all. So again, definitely something to think about. But with all that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.